Hey guys, I'm Gamer back here from the video. Well, EA just did their EA Spotlight for scouting, and honestly, I thought we were going to see something about, Ultimate Team, something else other than franchise mode, even just a sneak peek of something. But no, we literally just saw Madden franchise mode in scouting. So, kind of disappointing that aspect. I mean, I know they literally said it was just going to be about scouting, but I kind of was just hoping, the little hope. Anyway, though, let's talk about scouting. So, scouting is actually really interesting. So, it doesn't start until September, but it definitely is a lot more unique than previous years. So no longer when you are scouting are you going to be going ahead and having scouting points. Scouting points are absolutely gone. No longer are they even a thing in the game. So now how you have it is you have your regional scouts, and depending on where you send your regional scouts depends on what players you will see on your draft board. So for example, when you first start off, you start off with a mock draft, seeing what players will land, and you kind of get a general idea of how good players are. Now, players go up and down the draft board as the season goes along, so it's no longer, like one set draft board and every player is, either this great or this great or that great, or they're a trash or a bum. Now, every players move around the draft board as the season goes along, so there are going to be players in the beginning of the season who are third round picks and could be top 10 picks by the season end. So it is more realistic in that aspect. Now, when you send your scouts to different regions, as you guys can see on your screen, they are going to go ahead and scout those players in those regions. But let's say, for example, you have a 5th round pick that you're just like, wow, this guy's really good. I want to send my national scout out to see him. The only issue when you do that is, yes, you can get more information about this guy. You can see how good he is, but you also will go ahead and give awareness to the media. And based on what I understand is the media will go ahead and tell the rest of the league, hey, the Saints went ahead and sent their national scout out to watch this one guy who's supposed to be a 5th round pick. Well, now guess what? That 5th round pick's going to be going ahead and moving up the draft board, probably to the 3rd or 4th round, maybe the 2nd or 1st round, depending on how good he is. So there are players who you could still get like a 5th round gem or really good late pick, but if you spend too much scouting on him, or another team does, they're gonna go ahead and draw attention to the media, and then the media will tell the rest of the league. It is more realistic this way, because whenever, like, for example, if there's a 3rd round pick and you just see like a team send their best scouts out to see that guy, other teams get informed about this and they're like, hey, wait, why are you sending your scouts out to see that guy? What's up with that guy? How good he is? Like, is he a great player? Whatever the case. So this will go ahead and spark the media attention, which will go ahead and do that. Scouting no longer starts in week 3, I believe it was. It's now starting in the preseason. So once you go ahead and load the league preseason week 1, scouting will take effect and will start. So it's no longer going to be a thing we have to wait. It's now right away. Now, depending on what coaches you hire or scouting coaches you hire, you will go ahead and have different different boosts. So for example, some scouts have boosts to like finding the best quarterbacks and left side linebackers. Other scouts are the best wide receivers as cornerback scouts. So depending on what scouts you have will depend on how good of a scouting performance you do go ahead and get, which is actually really, really cool. There are 3 different tiers of scouts, so tier 1, 2, and 3. Depending on what tier you are, depends on how good of a scout you actually have. It's all about checks and balances based on what I understand. So obviously, you can't have everything. You're gonna have some things, but not every single thing possible. So that is a really cool concept. I will say overall, it does look like they really did a good job of revamping this. Again, it starts in September, not in August. So when we get the game, this is not gonna be in the game, but it definitely seems like it's they did a really good job at figuring this stuff out. And hey, honestly, it's going to be interesting to see, because if you have multiple people in a league rather than just one person, this will be completely different. I mean, if you have like 32-man league and everyone is sending natural scouts out to this player, that player, or third player, well, those players are going to be moving up the draft board, and you might end up with a 2nd round that's all 5th round picks that were supposed to be 5th round picks now 2nd round picks, because people sent the scouts out and their national scouts out to see these players. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see. And these are the 4 region breakdown: National, Western, Central, Northeast, and Southeast. So it's definitely interesting to see, what ends up happening and how more advanced this gets once we actually get to go and play it. Because all we know right now is what they told us, but this is going to be, more, I think, a lot more in depth than we actually know. Now, there is 3 title updates for this, I think, this year. So there's going to be obviously the one when it first comes out, and then probably 2 more. I guess one during probably Christmas, and then probably one during like March or April of next year. So EA is doing a pretty good job at scouting, I will say, and franchise mode looks like it could be a fun game mode. But tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.